Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Shaz, short for Shahrazad, and I love colorful looks. Today in this channel we're going to do this beauty. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to jump into this palette and do 3 eye looks for you all. We're gonna have swatches, we're gonna do 3 eye looks, and I'm gonna try as many of these colors in this palette as I can to be able to give you a comprehensive review of this palette. If all of that sounds good, I can't wait. So let's go. Before we get started with the first eye look, if you're enjoying the content of this channel, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. It helps me know who's enjoying the video and what contents to make more of. Top 2 rows of Serenity Palette. Bottom 2 rows of Serenity Palette. Okay friends, I already primed my eyes with Lancome eyeshadow base in Beige Ivoire number 1. This palette broke the internet, right? Quick comment there. I bought both Royal Rose and Serenity a while ago. I want to say a couple of weeks ago. It took a little bit of time to get to me. And I also bought some of the brushes from Cosmic Brushes, and they came in a container. And here are the brushes. We're going to use some of them today. They're so cute because they're kind of, can you see that? It's so cute. It has little glitters that kind of swim in the handle, and I find that super cute. I'm a kid at heart, okay? I'm going to make another video that is going to be tagged when available, where I'm going to jump into this Royal Rose palette. I found the color story of the Royal Rose palette super cute, so I thought, you know what? I want to have both of these palettes and I'm going to use them. I don't know how old this palette is. I think you probably already know both of these palettes have a mirror and they are 20 colors inside. I'm going to jump into this mint color. This palette came out a couple of months ago and oh my goodness, look at the pigmentation. And it literally broke the internet. Everybody and their mother at some point was talking about this palette. I missed the first and I want to say even the second pre-order. I think when I ordered it, it was the 3rd pre-order, or maybe even the 4th. I'm gonna go into this teal color. The first color's name was Spring. This one is River. This is a very grungy fall vibes type of palette. I'm so excited to be having this. I consider these colors fall vibes. Let me know if that's not what you think. What do you think? What would you call these kinds of grungy? So I'm immediately impressed by the pigmentation, and they're blending also pretty well. It's easy when the pigmentation is there. You don't have to build things up. You can do a very fast eye look and run to work. Let's get some NYX glitter primer on my eyelids. If you don't watch my videos frequently, I apologize. I live by a road, so there is sometimes just car noise in the background, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Now I'm jumping back into this palette. I really want to use this color called Serenity, so let's do it. It's sort of a teal, but it also has a gold hue, which I like, and I'm going to put it on there. One thing I've started doing is really thinking about the palettes that I'm purchasing, and I've started investing in palettes that have a very different feel. And this is one of those palettes that was very different. If I were to talk about another palette that is grungy like this and has these kinds of shades, Baddie Bean's collaboration with Shroud comes to mind, which I can say is a 9-pan version of this palette. But other than that, I can't really think of another palette that captures the true essence of this palette. I'm now going to go into Opal and put that color in my inner corner. With this brush, I'm going to go into Forest and put that on my lower lid. I'm going to pick this, go back into Spring, just a tap, and buff this out a little bit. Okay, my eye look is done. I can't believe, I think that took all of less than 10 minutes to do both eyes. This palette is a little bit uncomfortably pigmented. Overall, I'm very impressed with the first eye look. I have not had any issues in terms of pigmentation, blendability. You know, the shimmers also are super smooth, colorful, buttery. They're so nice. And the colors are so unique. Like this color is so unique. This is pretty unique. The look took all of 10 minutes for both eyes. So my first impression of this palette is super positive, and I can't wait to play a little bit more with it and make a couple more eye looks with it for you. To complete the look, I used Monsieur Big on my lashes from Lancome, and I also used Colourpop's lipstick from their Disney Princess collection in Ariel. I had this lipstick from when they had the Princess Designer collection, I want to say 2019, 2020, around that area. So the lipstick that I have is kind of old, but I know they recently relaunched the Princess lipstick collection, and I believe that the colors are the same. So this lipstick should be available, just in case you're interested. I have mentioned this on this channel before, but in case this is the very first video you're watching on my channel, I haven't purchased anything lip related, any lip product in the past year and a half, because I have a very large lip products collection, and lip products have a much shorter expiration date than powders and eyeshadows do, and I want to make sure I go through the products that I own already instead of constantly adding new ones and accumulating new ones. Hopefully this also incentivizes you to shop your stash, do project pans and things like that, instead of constantly wanting to buy new items for your collection. Now I'm going to bring the camera closer so that you can take a close-up look at this eye look. Okay friends, I have my It's Freaking Bats palette, which is a collaboration between Betty Jean, or Batty Bean, I think that's what she calls herself these days, and Shroud Cosmetics. I just wanted to show you, these two palettes side by side. It looks like there is a dupe for every single color in the It's Freaking Bats palette, in the Serenity Palette, except for Dairy, which is the dark burgundy. I mean, you could kind of say the black is a dupe for that color. Wanted to show you these two palettes side by side because when I saw this palette, I was reminded of It's Freaking Bats, and it actually made me wanna bring out my It's Freaking Bats palette and use it. Anyway, moving into the second look, I want to do something a little bit purpley lavendery, so I'm going to go into Make-A-Wish and put it in my in the crease. Obviously, every time I'm filming, they have to be taking the trash out, they have to be vacuuming, something has to be going on. In case I forgot to mention, before I start, I primed my eyes with Painterly from MAC. I love the pigmentation in this palette. Now I'm gonna use a packing brush, and I'm gonna go into Pixie, and I'm gonna put Pixie across my lid. I don't mind too much right now about the blending. I can blend at the edges at the end to make sure these two colors mix completely, but for now I'm just putting it down. I'm going to use the same brush looking up, and I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm going to pick the first brush again, and before doing anything else, do a full blend. With a smaller brush, I go into Mood and put it in my outer V area. I'm going to do more blending. Now I'm going to put Ether in the inner corner of my eyes. Okay friends, the look is complete. I also put Monsieur Big from Lancome on my lashes and Manila from Ofra on my lips to complete the look. Okay, so far with this second look, I'm still very happy and content with this palette. Overall, the palette stayed consistent with what I expected and what I experienced in the first look. Mattes are super pigmented. I didn't use any shimmer other than this one in this look, and that color also stayed on point with the shimmers that I experienced in the first look. Pretty creamy, very nicely pigmented. The only issue that I experienced, if I even can call it an issue, was that there is a very minor level of patchiness with this dark blue matte. Now, dark blue mattes are more prone to patchiness because they are drier, just the pigment is drier. So that could be what's happening. Another thing could be this primer that I'm using. I'm going to bring the camera closer in a minute so that you can see the eye look from close up, but I wouldn't be surprised if you can't even see the patchiness that I'm talking about. So it's not a very evident and obvious patchiness, but obviously when I look at myself, I hold the mirror very close to my face so I can see it. But can somebody across the room see it? Probably not. If somebody's standing 6 feet from me, they probably still can't see the patchiness. So I did experience patchiness with Midnight Palette from Beauty Bay. I will link it here for you to, if you want to see that video. So it's also possible that dark blues just become patchy on my eyes. At the end of the day, maybe it's age related. I don't know. Let me now bring the camera closer so that you can see this eye look from close up. Okay, I'm so excited to be back for the third eye look. Quick sneak peek. I received the hollows from Touch of Glam. And I also have the part of Color Me multi-series. I'm probably gonna keep these until I receive the second half of it. You know, Touch of Glam sends the orders over a long period of time, so those are probably, the rest of that series is probably not going to get to me in a while, but I have these. They're going to be coming up in this channel. I just figured I should sneak peek that, so stay tuned, stay tuned. If you want to watch those things, don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you could miss it. Anyway, let's get started. For this eye look, I'm going to try to do something neutral, just to also show that neutral is possible with this palette. Going into the orange and putting that in the crease. I love this. Look at the neon. Oh my god. This palette has almost 3 neon colors. It's just so beautiful. The orange, the green, and the blue. The name of this orange color is Oasis. And it's so pigmented, as you just saw. And now with a packing brush, I'm going into this color. Color is called Moss, and kind of a mossy color. I like it. And I'm gonna put a little bit in the inner part of my lid. I'm gonna go into this color called Earth, which is kind of a brownish color. And I'm gonna put that in my outer V. I'm just gonna blend the middle part where the two colors meet. Blendability is pretty good. I'm going to use a smaller brush and go into, this is just for the sake of research, I'm going to go into this black. Very little. I do want to kind of test this color, just to test as many colors as I can. So I'm just going to a tad bit deepen up the outer part of my look. I'm going to use the brush that I used for the brown color to mix them up. The black is not blending very well. It's kind of the same issue that I had with the dark blue, and I'm wondering if it's just, you know, part of this could just be my eyes. Maybe this is just how my eyes work, you know? Maybe dark mattes just don't blend on me very well. I'm gonna use the NYX glitter primer really quickly, dab a little bit in the center here. I'm not gonna open my eyes. I'm just gonna keep my eyes closed. If you open your eyes, it's gonna stick to everything. It could remove the pigment because it's gonna just stick to the pigment. It's literally gonna grab the pigment and move it with it because it's very sticky. So do not open your eyes. A quick cleanup over here just to make sure the black is fully blended. I'm going to use the brush that I used for the orange color and just blend everything just to make sure there are no harsh lines. I'm also going to use a fluffy brush and blend the outer edge of the orange color as well for it to completely blend into my skin. I'm gonna pick this brush. It's M210 by Morphe. I'm gonna go into this green and going under my lash line. To make the one with the black on it and deepen this out a tad. I'm gonna pick a brush like this, pencil brush with a pointy tip. I'm gonna go into this color called Odyssey. I'm gonna pick a little bit of it and put it in my inner corner. I'm also gonna pick this, the one that I used for the color Moss. I'm gonna add a little bit of warmth to this color. Oh, just a little bit, just a little bit. Also blending the edges of it out a little bit. Okay, friends, my eye look is complete. Also, to complete the look, I used some of Ofra's liquid lipstick on my lips in color Manila. And on my cheeks, I used a little bit of this Super Shock blush. The color is At First Blush. I don't think this is available anymore, from Colourpop. But you know how Colourpop is. I'm sure in their inventory they have this same color duped in some other color. I'll put the names down below in case you have it in your stack, at least you know. But eye look is done. Let's do a full review of this palette. My overall impression of the palette, I was very impressed by the pigmentation of the mattes, regardless of whether they were dark or light. I've had, as you saw, I had a little bit of blending issue with the dark mattes. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if it's just my eyes and the way my eyes look. You know, I do have hooded eyes, so I don't know. And or maybe it is the base that I'm using, who knows. But otherwise, the blending was great. You know, I already mentioned pigmentation was great. No other concerns with this palette. And the shimmers are fantastic. Very high quality, shiny and pigmented and pretty buttery. So great job to Cosmic Brushes. I will definitely look for future launches. It's interesting. I feel like this brand was on nobody's radar until this palette came out. I also mentioned that I do have the Royal Rose palette. Here is that palette. And I'm probably going to make another set of videos with multiple eye looks with that palette. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So if these are your color story, I highly recommend the Serenity palette. And that concludes our video. Let me bring the camera closer so that you can see the eye look from close up. Okay friends, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to my channel for more content similar to this. I do a lot of colorful eye looks and feature a lot of indie brands in this channel. So if that's the content you're interested in, definitely subscribe. Thank you folks. I love you all, and until next time. Bye.